Fentanyl has been a flashpoint between US and China for long, and now Japan is caught in the crossfire. A Japan-based news platform, Nikkei Asia, in a June report raised concern about Fursky KK, a company registered in the Japanese city of Nagoya, allegedly linked to a Chinese trafficking network. The report suggests that fentanyl precursors were likely shipped through the base to the US. Remember, these developments come amid ongoing tensions between Beijing and Washington over the fentanyl crisis. Last Friday, Japan's Foreign Minister Takeshi Iwaya dismissed this report. He said that the issue will not impact Japan-US relations or trade talks. He said, and I quote, "Japan will never tolerate the manufacture, sale, possession, use or unauthorized import and export of illegal drugs, including synthetic drugs." Japan's Finance Minister Katsunobu Kato also denied any significant connection to the fentanyl trafficking, stating no fentanyl has been seized at Japan's border in the 6 years through 2024. Kato clarified that this includes both finished fentanyl and precursor chemicals. Now, before I tell you more about why Japan's name has surfaced, let me tell you what is fentanyl and why US and China have been at loggerheads over it for some time now. Fentanyl, a synthetic opioid, is a major driver of the US opioid crisis, contributing to tens and thousands of overdose deaths annually. The US-China fentanyl conflict stems from allegations that Beijing insufficiently regulates exports of precursor chemicals for fentanyl, with US officials claiming Chinese firms knowingly sell these precursors to drug cartels. So, what does the Nikkei report say? According to the news platform, Fursky KK, registered by Chinese national Xia Fengzi, was linked to Hubei Amwell Biotech, a Wuhan-based chemical producer, which was flagged by US authorities in 2023 and January 2025 for the production of fentanyl precursors. A New York federal court convicted two of Hubei's executives in January 2025 for conspiring to smuggle fentanyl precursors into the US. The indictment revealed that Hubei advertised and sold precursor chemicals, disguising shipments as legal products such as dog food, nuts or motor oil. So on 26 June, US Ambassador to Japan George Class posted on X accusing the Chinese Communist Party of deliberately fueling the fentanyl crisis and emphasizing the need for international cooperation to curb the trafficking of fentanyl and its precursor chemicals from China. The post suggested collaboration with Japan to hold the transshipment of these precursors to protect both nations. In response, Chinese Ambassador to Japan Wu Jingao defended his country's stance on Friday, stating that China maintains the world's strictest rules and the largest numbers of controlled substances. Further, Wu questioned the US approach, asking if the US cares about the fentanyl problem, why doesn't it formally regulate all fentanyl-like substances? The Trump administration imposed 20% tariffs specifically to address the fentanyl crisis, alongside other tariffs, including a 125% reciprocal tariff and tariffs ranging from 7.5 to 100% on Chinese imports. The total tariff rate on China reached 145% in some cases due to retaliatory measures. Moreover, on 2nd April, Trump announced a 24% reciprocal tariff on Japanese goods, posed for 90 days to allow negotiations, alongside a baseline 10% tariff and a 25% tariff on automobiles and other goods that have remained in place. On Monday, Trump even threatened to impose more tariffs on Japanese exports. He posted on Truth Social, and I quote, "They won't take our rice, and yet they have a massive rice shortage. In other words, we'll just be sending them a letter, and we love having them as a trading partner for many years to come." That's all for now. We will be tracking the story as well as the trade talks between Japan and US closely. I'm Varnika Dhawan and you're watching The Print.